Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the Province of Nova Scotia and Emergency Health Services, I want to welcome you to the 2021 EHS Long Service Awards. My name is Craig Beaton, and I'm honored to be your Master of Ceremonies for this event. Today we are here to gratefully acknowledge the long service commitments of 140 frontline EHS personnel, which include ground ambulance, primary and advanced care paramedics, Life Flight paramedics, the Life Flight medical director, and others who have given over 3,800 combined years to saving lives and coming to the aid of their fellow Nova Scotians. As well, through this public recognition of your dedicated service, we are also saying thanks to all of you who work within Emergency Health Services. Every day we rely on you to be at your best in some of the most difficult situations imaginable. We are all very fortunate to have you. This afternoon, we will be recognizing paramedics with 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and even 45 years of service.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's an honor to virtually join you today. You are among some of the most brave, experienced, and hardworking healthcare providers. Thank you to this year's award recipients for your many years of service. Paramedicine has always been at the forefront of innovation, and this past year has been no exception. The COVID-19 pandemic created many challenges for the healthcare system in the province. You stepped up, adapted to changes, and answered Nova Scotians' calls for help. Whether you helped with mobile testing units, worked as a community paramedic, or responded to emergency calls, you all played an important role in keeping our province safe and healthy. You continue to think in terms of we and not me. This is the Nova Scotia way. Paramedics like you have been at the forefront of addressing some of the most complex issues facing the health system. And we know that there is work to be done in collaboration with Nova Scotia Health Authority, the Department of Health and Wellness, and Emergency Health Services. I look forward to working with you to hear your concerns and to hear your experiences. You are highly skilled, trusted, and respected healthcare professionals. And I know there is so much that we can achieve by working together. Thank you for the work you do, day in and day out, to help neighbors, friends, and strangers in their time of need. Once again, congratulations. Thank you.
Without further ado, we will begin the award ceremony, starting with a moment of recognition for the 20-year service award recipients. Let's take a look back at 20 years ago. We celebrated the dawn of a new millennia and the end of all of the hype of Y2K. We also witnessed the tragic events of September 11th. The International Space Station saw the arrival of the first resident astronauts. Motorola's Razr flip phone hit the market. We created our first playlists on our new Apple iPod. Beverly McLaughlin became the first female Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of Canada. Pierre Trudeau, the former Prime Minister of Canada, passes away. The Tragically Hip released their hit music at work. Stockwell Day became the leader of the new Canadian Alliance Party. St. Louis wins the Super Bowl. The BC Lions celebrate the Grey Cup victory, and Halifax hosts the Memorial Cup. Congratulations to all our 20-year recipients. Next up, our 25-year recipients. That would take us back to the year 1996, when you might remember some of the following things. Janet Jackson became the highest paid singer in history, surpassing her brother Michael. The Space Shuttle program celebrates the 10th launch of Endeavour. The Summer Olympics are held in Atlanta. The Spice Girls released their very first single, Wannabe. Lucienne Bouchard becomes the Premier of Quebec. The Winnipeg Jets relocate to Phoenix. The LA Kings trade Wayne Gretzky to the St. Louis Blues. And and Donovan Bailey wins Olympic gold in the 100-meter dash. Congratulations to our 25-year recipients. Now we move on to our 30-year recipients, taking us back to 1991 and a few notable events to jog your memory. Freddie Mercury of Queen passed away. Microsoft releases MS-DOS 5.0. Silence of the Lambs hits the box office. Canada joins the Persian Gulf War. Rita Johnson becomes the first female premier in British Columbia. Julius Alexander Isaac becomes the first Black Canadian Chief Justice. Brian Mulroney is our Prime Minister. The New York Giants win the Super Bowl, and Evander Holyfield defeats George Foreman, retaining his title as heavyweight champion. Congratulations to all our 30-year recipients. Moving down the road to the 35-year recipients, in 1986, when you might remember, the nuclear reactor Chernobyl explodes. The Oprah Winfrey Show debuts. The first known case of mad cow disease is identified in London. John Buchanan is Premier of Nova Scotia. The World Expo opens in Vancouver. Canada receives a United Nations Award for sheltering refugees. The Montreal Canadiens win their 23rd Stanley Cup. And Canada participates in the FIFA World Cup for the first time. Congratulations to all the 35-year recipients. Next up is our 40-year recipients and those that started their first day on the job in 1981. In that year, royal watchers around the world celebrate the wedding of Prince Charles and Lady Diana Spencer. Ronald Reagan becomes President of the United States. Pope John Paul II survives an assassination attempt in the Vatican City. Pierre Trudeau is Prime Minister. The 83-kilometre section of the Trans-Canada Highway in Ontario, where Terry Fox ended his run, is renamed in his honour. The West Edmonton Mall opens its doors. The Canadarm is first deployed on a space shuttle. Los Angeles Dodgers win the World Series. And the New York Islanders win the Stanley Cup. Congratulations to all the 40-year award recipients. The last award is for our 45-year recipient. He walked into his first day of work in 1976 when you might remember some of the following things happening. Apple Computer Company is formed by Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. NASA's Viking 1 lands on Mars. The world's first Ebola epidemic is reported in Sudan. Fidel Castro becomes president of Cuba. The film Rocky is released. In Canada, the CN Tower officially opens after 3 years of construction, becoming the tallest freestanding structure in the world. Tim Hortons introduces the Timbit. Canada hosts its first Summer Olympics in Montreal. In sports, the Pittsburgh Steelers win the Super Bowl. The Cincinnati Reds sweep the Yankees to win the World Series, and the Montreal Canadiens win the Stanley Cup. Congratulations to William Hodgins, this year's 45-year award recipient. In addition to his service bar, EHS has presented Mr. Hodgins with a memento of appreciation from Nova Scotia Crystal, which sadly closed its doors in February. Such a wonderful achievement of service for all those that have been recognized today. Thank you for your many years of dedicated public service. Today we are also taking a moment to remember a special member of the EHS family who we lost tragically last year, Thomas Dobson. I have the pleasure of introducing Dr. Andrew Travers, the EHS Provincial Medical Director, to say a few words about Mr. Dobson on behalf of the EHS community and introduce the first annual Thomas Dobson Award in honor of his memory.
Hello, distinguished guests, families, friends, and most importantly, hello to the paramedic professionals who we are celebrating today. My name is Dr. Andrew Travers, and I have the good fortune of being the Provincial Medical Director for Emergency Health Services, and I am truly honored to be with you today. When I joined EHS in 2004, I was introduced to a paramedic who, over the course of the next 16 years, would help develop, lead, and implement many of the highly successful EHS programs. This individual has truly altered the course of care for thousands of patients over that time. Patients who call 911 with chest pain and receive clot-busting treatments for their heart attack in the back of the ambulance while en route to hospital. Patients who present at night to rural collaborative emergency centers and are treated and kept safely in their community by an on-site paramedic and nurse and online physician. Seniors who experience a fall and have EHS referrals made by paramedic clinicians to the local fall clinic rather than transport to hospital. Long-term care residents whom have paramedic specialists bringing emergency department level care right into their own homes, mitigating the need for transport. And patients who are discharged from the hospital whom have paramedic specialists following up with diagnostics and therapeutics right in their own home. This paramedic I'm talking about affected all of these patients and more. You can call this paramedic a professional, a leader, a health advocate, a scholar, a collaborator, and even a communicator. But EHS calls him Tom Dobson. Tom was all of these things and more. We lost Tom in 2020, but his legacy remains in the lives of the people he touched and the people he worked with. We miss Tom every day. In honor of Tom, EHS is pleased to introduce the first annual Thomas Dobson Award to a paramedic professional as part of the Long Service Award celebrations. This award is intended for a paramedic professional who embodies the same paramedicine expertise as Tom and who positively changes the healthcare and lives of the patients they serve. There are many paramedics amongst the various Long Service Award recipients who meet this criteria. And there are many more paramedics in practice today who continually provide exceptional care to patients who need emergent care in very challenging environments. However, one paramedic clearly has been transformative, like Tom, in shaping and improving the healthcare of Nova Scotians. A paramedic whom is a professional, a leader, a health advocate, a scholar, a collaborator, and a communicator. It is with great honor that EHS would like to award the first annual Thomas Dobson Award to Dr. Judah Goldstein. Judah is a licensed primary care paramedic who has pursued postgraduate training at Dalhousie University and culminating in 2 masters and a PhD with a focus on pre-hospital geriatrics. He is one of the few paramedic PhDs in the world, and he continues to advance the culture of paramedic-led research at provincial, national, and international levels. His leadership and work in qualitative and quantitative research has brought operational, academic, and clinical stakeholders together. He has been successfully bridging the gaps between community, EMS, and hospital systems of care. Judah is currently employed as a primary care paramedic, a field training paramedic, and as the EHS Paramedic Research Coordinator. He has faculty appointments with both Dalhousie University and the University of Prince Edward Island. He has many peer-reviewed publications in addition to published chapters of books. Also, he is regularly invited as a speaker to many national and international conferences. On behalf of EHS, and with thanks from the patients of Nova Scotia, I would like to extend congratulations to Dr. Judah Goldstein on receiving the first annual Thomas Dobson Award. Well into 2019, the world began to learn about an emerging viral infection that was causing a significant burden of illness in patients. That virus was first called severe acute respiratory coronavirus 2, and the disease it now causes is called COVID-19. In the earliest phases of what turned out to be a global pandemic, a team of public health experts in Nova Scotia began to map our course amidst the ever-changing evidence. At the helm of this public health team has been Dr. Robert Strang. From our homes, watching him provide the COVID updates, to the front lines of patient care where we have been adopting his public health recommendations, we have been fortunate to have had a physician leader keeping patients, providers, and communities safe. Dr. Robert Strang has served as the Chief Medical Officer of Health in Nova Scotia since 2007 in August. He received his medical degree from the University of British Columbia and completed his family practice and community medicine residencies at UBC. Dr. Strang was an Associate Medical Officer of Health in South Fraser Health, British Columbia from 1997 to 1999. And in 1999, he moved to Halifax to become Medical Officer of Health for the Capital District Health Authority. He was acting Provincial Deputy Chief Medical Officer of Health prior to his CMOH appointment. As Chief Medical Officer of Health, he has provided leadership around the renewal of the public health system in Nova Scotia, as well as raising awareness around the importance of creating policies and environments that support better health for Nova Scotian families and communities. I am thrilled and I am honored to introduce Dr. Robert Strang for his closing remarks in today's celebration of paramedics.
Hello, everyone. And thank you, Dr. Travers, for the introduction. I'm honored to be part of this year's ceremony and to share the virtual stage with you today. I want to start by sincerely thanking today's award recipients for their many years of service. Paramedics play a critical role in our communities, and this year you have gone above and beyond to keep Nova Scotians safe. Anyone who goes into this field has my utmost respect. Dedicating 20 to 45 years in this work is an incredible commitment, and I hope you all feel very proud of the work you do. In the early days of COVID-19, many of you stepped up to help us do at-home testing through the SUV mobile units. This ensured vulnerable Nova Scotians with mobility issues who could not get to an assessment center or were in situations where a cluster of testing needed to be done, like a long-term care home, had access to the critical testing we relied on to understand where COVID-19 was spreading. I know that things have been challenging. The added precautions for cleaning and other infection prevention and control measures have given another layer of challenge to your already busy role. I want you to know that I appreciate your patience and collaboration with your health system partners to get through this difficult time. Thank you for your service to Nova Scotians and always meeting each new challenge with professionalism, skill, and compassion. Once again, congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Strang. Ladies and gentlemen, this now concludes this year's ceremony. I would like to commend each of you for your dedication, professionalism, and your compassionate service to the people of this province. Thank you for joining us today, and have a wonderful afternoon.